Good morning, guys. Again, about 8:30 here on Sunday morning, and obviously going through, paying attention to what's going on. The biggest thing, most important that I think we should all be aware of right now is Hurricane Ida. And I'm going to say this to everybody: do not rest on your laurels for this one. For basically, if you're around the East Coast, anywhere, to give you an idea of what's going on. The hurricane has sustained 150 mile an hour winds. It's a Cat 4. At 157 miles an hour, that makes it a Cat 5. Katrina was a Cat 3, guys. Okay? So pay attention here. Now, it looks like it's going to hit near New Orleans again. And that's supposed to be sometime today. Don't know for sure, obviously. Okay, I don't think pickup speed slows down, whatever it would be, but sometime today. The current track of this storm is what is concerning. And this is what I say, everybody goes, oh, it's going to hit New Orleans. Well, it's not like it goes there, stops, dissipates, and that's the end of it, okay? Obviously, it won't stay a hurricane, but it's still going to stay a major storm. I mean, you had a Cat 5 storm with winds at Cat 4 right now, but 150 mile an hour winds. Think about 150 mile an hour winds right now through your property. Okay? It's ripping down trees, it's ripping down power poles, it's, whatever would be. So the path right now is basically who needs to be concerned about this. The eastern half of Louisiana, the western 2/3 of Mississippi, okay, the northern third of Alabama, believe it or not, all of Tennessee, the entire state is covered by the path, all of Kentucky, all of West Virginia, nearly all of Virginia. The only spot that it's not is maybe the southeast corner, the right on the coast, the tip. Southern Ohio, all the way to Columbus, Ohio, the southern half of Pennsylvania, all of Maryland. Now, to give you an idea, this should be hitting Mississippi Monday afternoon, Tuesday morning. Should be hitting Tennessee Tuesday afternoon. Should be hitting Kentucky in the middle of the night Wednesday morning, okay, 1 o'clock in the morning. And then Ohio, West Virginia, the rest, everything there, you're going to get it somewhere between Wednesday afternoon and Thursday morning. This is not a small storm, okay? Like I said, it's a Cat 4 now, close to a Cat 5, and Katrina was a Cat 3. This is a big deal. I would highly advise everybody right now, obviously, if you're in New Orleans, okay? No, if you're in New Orleans, you have the ability to get out, go west. But if you're in any of the areas I just talked about, go through your preps today, okay? Make sure your flashlights are all fully charged, have batteries in them, whatever. Make sure your generators are fully charged if they're solar. Make sure you've got gas if you've got gas powered, or propane, or whatever fuel you need for your generators. Make sure you've got that. I highly doubt I have to tell anybody on this channel to have food, because if you don't have food put away, I don't know why you're watching a prepping channel. But that's neither here nor there. Make sure you have your car gassed up. Make sure you have anything that is outside that could potentially become a missile locked up, put away, okay? So if you've got shovels, rakes, whatever, sitting outside in the yard, put them inside somewhere. Because, we've all seen what hurricane force winds can do. They can take a piece of straw and drive it into a tree, okay? Imagine picking up a shovel and driving that into your house. I mean, you can have a missile come right through your house. So make sure your yards are cleaned up. Obviously, I don't think people in Tennessee or Kentucky or anybody like that needs to board up windows. I mean, it's not going to be a hurricane, but it's going to be a big storm. And if the winds continue with this, it's going to knock out power for a lot of people. So make your preparations accordingly for what you would do in a bad storm where you're stuck in a house for potentially a couple of days, okay, which for the most part, not that big of a deal. Plan for whatever you need to be without power, because, you're not going to have the ability to charge your cell phone. You're not, so make sure that's done. If you've got those little battery banks, the backup powers, power those up. Anything that you can that's going to power your cell phone, you're going to need that for communication. If you have ham radios, walkie-talkies, CBs, whatever it is, make sure they've got batteries in them, whatever you need for power for something like that. Communication, not necessarily talking out, but receiving information on what's going on is going to be important. I'm hoping everybody's got a little hand crank radio that you can listen to the news if need be. I think the little one I've got is maybe about 6-7 inches long, and literally I can crank it up to power it and, pick up AM, FM channels on it or whatever it is, and I can find out, if there's any sort of storm issue that I need to worry about. This is not just limited to the people on the coast. This one's going to be bigger. And, hopefully by the time it gets up here to me and further north, it's dissipated a lot. But, again, we don't take those chances. Just be ready for whatever this can bring. If you've got animals, make sure they've got some sort of shelter. We don't need to see the Twister movie with the cow flying through the air or anything like that. So just a word to the wise. I know a lot of people don't watch the news. Pretty much, I'm assuming most of us know that this hurricane's going to hit, but it's strengthened significantly overnight. So I just wanted to let you guys know what they are talking about in the way of a path for this thing. So pay attention, stay safe, and say a prayer for everybody down on the Gulf Coast. Have a good one. Pinball out.